IVM.
इसका भी कुछ होना चाहिए सिंड्रोम का नाम, लाइक आदित्य
Cat
पंचोली
eye
सिंड्रोम कुछ तो मतलब, क्योंकि यूजुअली
What is that? Aditya Pancholi syndrome.
because Aditya
Eyes.
Pancholi has cat eyes ना,
Yeah,
like he was the first guy and वो usually evil खेलता था.
Yeah.
So my point is जैसे
Who actually is the villain in Yes Boss, also an Aziz
हाँ,
Mirza film.
Yeah.
exact. Oh हाँ, shit, yes, correct. See, तो कुछ तो है ना कैट आइज वालों के अगेंस्ट अजीज मिर्जा कोई तो कैट आइज वाला आदमी है जिसने कुछ कांड किया है इसके साथ लाइफ में कि हर पिक्चर में वो उसको इवल बना रहा है. They've made fun of media branding while being the most product placement heavy film on the fucking planet. So I was like, how are you having your cake and eating it too?
Yeah.
यहाँ पे वो KTV का लोगो है, पीछे इतना बड़ा स्वॉच का ट्रक आ रहा है राइट, और उसको स्वॉच की ही दुकान में वो मिल रहा है जूही
Yeah.
चावला को. So I'm like, ये अच्छा है. So one woman is giving proper reaction. It's a bad idea. The second woman is like,
Even 2-3 men, they're like, हाँ सर सही ऐड है, तुम्हारा दिमाग खराब हो गया, निकलो यहाँ से. And he also gets up and leaves.
but the men reacting positively is
Yeah,
understood.
expected,
The second woman going, क्योंकि उसको वही reaction देना था. People in love fight with each other all the time, and that makes absolute. Sorry, that is a fallacious argument. Like, even if they are in
What
love.
argument?
Okay, they are in love, but they are not
Facetious?
committed yet.
क्या, what
Shit,
did I say?
fallacious.
Sorry, beep it. हाँ, मतलब मैं वही सोच रहा था कि इतनी प्रमोशन करी और एक नेट वाली बनियान ने पूरा डुबा दिया आपका काम. तो काफी मतलब,
वो
क्योंकि
खुद
जो
डूब रहा है
क्योंकि वो जो नेट वाला बनियान दिल्ली में फेमस हुआ था, उसके बाद आई वाज लाइक, people are wearing that who should not have been wearing that.
सुनो, तुम पॉडकास्ट हो या रेडियो?
तुम्हें क्या पसंद है?
Has it aged well?
वही तो हूँ मैं. Hello and welcome to Has It Aged Well. That quote was from the 2000. What year is this? Sorry. 90.
Great research, guys. Very well prepared podcast. Very nice.
2000. I can't take
Yeah,
it again.
yeah.
That quote
No,
was
keep it. Why would you not? Come on, man. Own it.
Our amazing research has just shown in the first 30 seconds of the
Yes.
show from the 2000 film Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani. I cannot say super hit film because this film was pretty much dead on arrival.
Really?
Yeah, we'll get into it. With me in the studio is my co-host as usual, Urjita.
Hello.
And to talk about Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani, we thought who's the most
Who's the most
politically
Indian?
relevant?
Who's the most Indian?
Who's the most
Finalist we
Indian
could get.
Phir Bhi doing comedy?
Wow.
You've seen him in a lot of things. He's a comedian, writer, and he probably is on tour at the time you are hearing this. So please welcome to Has It Aged Well,
Yes.
Gursimran Khamba.
Hi, Juhi. She reminds me of Juhi Chawla now.
Oh,
But I
really?
just saw the film.
क्या मेरा आवाज तुम्हें स्क्रीचिंग लगता है?
I thought you liked the film.
I did.
Sorry, you all moderate, na? You moderate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani from 2000, directed by Aziz Mirza, starring Shahrukh Khan, Juhi Chawla, a host of other actors and characters we'll get to. The first ever Dreamz Unlimited film.
Yeah.
This film pretty much sank Dreamz Unlimited, and then they had to take rebirth as Red Chillies. Yeah, it was rebranded as Red Chillies. Can you name the other two films Dreamz Unlimited produced?
Not Kabhi Na Kabhi Na.
No, not Kabhi Na. This was the first Dreamz
This was
Unlimited
the first. This
film,
is
yeah.
2001, right?
This is 2000.
2000.
So
And the next two films
2000,
were in the next 3 years.
Ashoka,
Yes.
Ashoka, and one more.
One more was from the same director.
But Ashoka was a hit, no?
Ashoka was an okay business. Did okay business. The third one was a hit.
Third one was a hit.
Yes. Same director, same actor.
Bacha.
No.
Say Bazigar.
No.
No, that is not Aziz
तू
Mirza.
पीछे जा रही
Sorry, I just sorry. मैं
Oh,
पीछे
that's a
गई.
good
It was
question.
about marital problems.
Don't tell me.
I am telling you.
No, okay. Because marital problem तो कभी अलविदा ना कहना था. It's not
No,
that
no,
I
no.
know. Marital problems
Kamba?
हम तुम्हारे हैं सनम.
No.
No, okay.
I have absolutely no idea.
Dude, marital,
Okay.
same cast.
Actor Shahrukh is the lead.
And it was a hit.
It was a hit. Yes.
Marital problems, but heroine different.
Heroine different.
Like marital
Also,
problems doesn't narrow down any Bollywood film.
That's why actress.
Music of
Okay.
this film was quite popular.
Oh bhai. Marital problem.
So when this recording is over, what will we do?
घर
वो बहुत ही loaded question है, बहुत loaded question है.
No, immediately.
go
we
shows
will,
go back home go
how,
we will
how will
rap,
we do
rap.
that? No.
नहीं
We'll walk out.
we will walk out
Yes.
एक थोड़ा डमशराज करके समझा, थोड़ा thumbs up.
चलते चलते
अरे
guys,
यार,
चलते
अरे यार.
oh
Okay, अच्छा वो भी इनकी
चलते
थी.
वो भी
चलते you
इनकी
don't
थी, yes.
Was
register
it
it as a marital problem film no you register it as a failed love story
I only remember him wearing white in that film. My only memory is this the film that popularized Greece? This is the film जहाँ Mykonos गए थे
I
सफेद
think a
कपड़े पहन
song
के.
was
Yeah,
shot in
yeah.
हाँ
Greece.
एक वही
Yeah,
था.
yeah, yeah.
That's my only weirdly enough the only memory of this.
Okay.
I've not seen the film. sorry.
Shahrukh and Rani Mukherjee,
And Rani
they
in blue.
the big thing in the film was they get married at the interval point. So it's like it's unlike any other love story in Hindi cinema.
Wow.
Because now you see it's never happily
तो
ever
second
after.
half में क्या हुआ था?
फिर झगड़े होते हैं उनके फिर
Oh shit.
क्लाइमैक्स इज बेसिकली फ्रेंड्स वाला क्लाइमैक्स वो एयरपोर्ट जा रही होती है छोड़ के फिर शाहरुख खान जाके उसको
बचाता है.
रोकता है.
Yeah, Shahrukh is playing my favorite genre of Shahrukh Khan, the possessive and angry partner.
Yeah, that-
He does the role so
इन चलते
well.
चलते.
Yeah,
इन
yeah,
चलते
yeah.
चलते yes.
Nice. This
but-
is the film we had come to discuss. By the way, ये तो इसलिए मुझे दिखाई है तुमने.
He's not angry or possessive in this film. This film, Phir Hindustani, was the last time Shahrukh Khan looked at a camera and urged people to stand up for themselves.
हाँ, which I just remembered
Yes.
after watching this. So I
Yeah.
just want, guys, I want to make it very clear. Camera के इधर, okay. I just want to make it very clear. So I wanted to do Sing is King. Okay, I wanted to do Sing is King. I have a deep emotional connection because of my religion, but they were like, no religious content. I was like, okay, fine. And then we were like, okay, let's do Phir Hindustani. So I have just seen it, and the first thought in my head was this: कि
Yeah.
we have just seen Jawaan this year,
Yes.
and कुछ फर्क पड़ा था ना तब 2000 में अगर पिक्चर आई
picture
है
तो flop हो गई
2000 नहीं पर 2000 में अगर पिक्चर आई है तो अगली सरकार बदली थी
सरकार बदली थी 4 साल बाद.
और तब भी आई थिंक बीजेपी की सरकार थी
हाँ हाँ.
पोस्ट कारगिल
Yes.
और क्या और क्या
so if so all I'm saying is if history is to go by then Jawaan should also potentially can have an impact is what we're
Maybe.
saying
Yeah.
Yeah.
potentially
It'd be
interesting
hilarious if someone's listening to this in 2025 and be like, "अरे साले बड़े ख्वाब देख रहे थे बैठ के."
And if it actually happens, then Khamba
Then
will be
we are
hailed as the truth,
the fortune
soothsayer.
teller,
Yeah, the
yes.
fortune teller.
But first time you saw Phir Hindustani?
Yeah, first time I saw Phir Dil Hindustani because of you guys. Of course, I remembered the song.
Right.
I remembered the song,
Yeah.
which is still very nice.
Mm.
The whole time I saw this film, my brain just went, ये अब नहीं बन सकता है.
हाँ.
Yeah.
I just thought, बड़ा बुरा लगा मुझे दिल पे हाथ रख के if I had to say कि even the opening song,
Mm.
because in some ways that satire that you're doing in terms of the imagery and the song, अब नहीं कर सकते तुम. So.
I actually, while watching, I thought if this film comes out today, even as is, it'll still be a flop. Like, it'll probably be a bigger flop today than
Yeah.
it was back then.
Is that possible? हाँ, maybe.
Yeah, तुम हिंदुस्तानियों को अनाड़ी बोल के दिखाओ even as a joke. Then see what happens.
हाँ, maybe. I feel like it's still. No, two things. I feel the media element of it. I think people will probably connect with more.
Right.
Yeah.
Because as I was on my way here, that video is circulating on the
Canister.
internet because apparently someone went into parliament and threw a smoke grenade
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. And there are 10 media people trying to run around trying to steal the canister from each other so that they can get a 30-second bite.
Yeah.
So that element, I think, might end up connecting more now because I think people are more savvy and are so used to watching the news. The other elements, I don't know. For example, asking that hanging situation is also pretty loaded.
Yeah.
So sorry, I'm jumping.
No, that's all
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
fine.
That's fine.
That I actually want to get to that because
Got it.
I don't think I agree with the moral outcome of this movie as it stands.
Yeah, because in the end, he's still Paresh Rawal.
Yeah.
Still shot a dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he still shot a guy.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, हाँ ठीक है. Like, end justifies the means whatever situation है. And just so people forget about the moral argument, they ask to marry each other. Right?
Yeah.
ताकि लोग भूल जाए कि
Yeah.
देखो morally तो थोड़ी ambiguous picture है. But शादी कर रहे हैं. तो ठीक है.
From what I know, if it's proven that you took someone's life in self-defense,
Correct.
you probably will not get the capital punishment.
Yeah.
You will get a
Sure.
less severe punishment,
Sure.
but a punishment nonetheless, because in the eyes of the law, life is
you've taken a
precious, and you've
Yeah.
taken a life. So
Exactly.
you still get punished for that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, what is so in this particular case?
I have to say, I didn't expect this to get so heavy in the first 10
Nahin,
minutes,
so,
but
okay,
sure.
no, okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
I
It's
feel
interesting.
like here's one thing is that it depends on who gets killed, right? Like for example, I felt like how to say this.
So the person who gets killed in this movie
Yeah.
is not a politician; it's an industrialist.
Yeah.
This is an
Right.
industrialist,
Uh-huh.
which by the way I have to tell you a story. Okay, one though he's called Gupta Industries or whatever,
Right.
right? So when we were this is random.
Yeah.
I just remembered when we were trying to register AIB back in the day, right? We had the thought कि इसका ना holding company का नाम सिंघानिया Industries रखते हैं just for the fuck of it. ठीक है, brand तो कुछ होगा. And I remember calling the registrar and the registrar said, "Sir, आप असली में इंडस्ट्री चलाते हैं क्या? कुछ आपकी कोई असली में इंडस्ट्री आप कुछ मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं? हम नहीं करते. कहते फिर आप इंडस्ट्रीज नहीं लगा सकते because we wanted to do like Dunder Mifflin or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So anyway, but I feel like the moment that guy showed up on screen, and because he has cat eyes, I was like, he's an evil man.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like,
There is just-
cat eyes is evil.
Yeah, there is just something about him. मैं पता है वो उसके मूवी उतना अच्छा रोल किया है उसने कि इस मूवी के बाद जिस भी मूवी मैंने इसको देखा है मैंने कहा ये किसी का तो कुछ करने वाला है.
हाँ.
I feel
देखो, this is that. Now I think इसका भी कुछ होना चाहिए सिंड्रोम का नाम, like आदित्य
Cat
पंचोली
eye
syndrome or something. कुछ तो मतलब क्योंकि usually
what is that? Aditya Pancholi
Yeah,
syndrome.
because Aditya
Eyes.
Pancholi has cat eyes ना.
Yeah,
Like he was the first guy and वो usually evil खेलता था.
Yeah.
So my point is जैसे
Who actually is the villain in Yes Boss, also an Aziz
हाँ,
Mirza film.
Yeah.
exactly. Oh हाँ, shit, yes, correct. See, तो कुछ तो है ना कैट आइज वालों के अगेंस्ट अजीज मिर्जा. कोई तो कैट आइज वाला आदमी है जिसने कुछ कांड किया है इसके साथ लाइफ में कि हर पिक्चर में वो उसको इवल बना रहा है. जैसे देखो अभी नाउ बिकॉज माई वाइफ्स एन एक्टर नाउ आई नो राइट कि curly hair on Indian television means evil person.
Really?
Yeah, that's a stereotype on Indian
okay.
television. Straight hair woman is nice, Sati Savitri.
Yeah.
Curly girl is evil.
अच्छा girl, okay. हाँ.
हाँ, तो similarly in Bollywood, cat eye means asshole. Cat eye से कुछ अच्छा नहीं हुआ है
Yeah.
हिंदी पिक्चर में. We should try and find positive cat-eyed protagonists in Hindi cinema. If we can make that list, it'll be outstanding.
ठीक है,
Hindustani.
okay, fine. We'll figure
So,
this.
there's a couple of reasons why this film, now in hindsight, is considered ahead of its time. The anchor as a rock star, okay, be all and end all, mouthpiece of a channel. The gross commercialization of events, which technically would not be considered moral or whatever. And of course, the whole nexus of politician journalism, and basically putting out a version of events as you want people to consume
Yeah.
it, right? Now, of course, this comes out in 2000. It's pre 9/11. It's
Correct.
pre-social media, all of that. So one thing, of course, is there that these things existed before as well. But do you really think that Aziz Mirza or Shahrukh Khan or the writers of this film sort of saw what India might be in the next decade or so?
This is a question that I guess only they can answer. Like good question, very nice question.
It has been irrelevant. Even George Orwell की 1984 की बुक के टाइम से ये सेम क्वेश्चन रहा है. I feel कि like you know the
Correct.
media controls. It's like media को या तो पैसे चाहिए या तो views चाहिए. दोनों में से एक. वो even in the end, हाँ, even towards the end of the film जब भी सतीश शाह बोलता है कि अरे CM को लोग मार रहे, कैमरा करो. So that in itself was such a nice explanation that नहीं या तो ये views के पीछे या पैसे के पीछे. Like he won't mind killing off even the CM if it means more views for his channel. That is all he's concerned about.
Correct. But the fundamental question I had in my head was, who gave him a media license? like how do you go from this guy? When I saw the film, I was like, Satish Shah needs to be in Forbes 30 under 30 because according to his backstory in the film, वो वड़े बनाता होता था चिनॉय के गैलेक्सी उसमें, and then he somehow managed to climb the ranks and get his own media license, and everybody knows how hard that is, especially in the pre-social media age, to do news, right?
Or was that also a subtle commentary that maybe he bribed his way into
Of
it?
course, that was that's why उनका nexus होता है.
Yeah.
Like आज की date में, you know, like for Faye it's so easy because she can just repost a
Correct.
story on a grey
Yeah.
background. That
Yeah.
time you had to, it was so much harder. You had
Yeah.
to grease the wheels.
Yeah.
You had to. So look at Satish's mehnat. And also I think because all these guys are from Delhi, I felt like it was on purpose. I'm surprised Kakeda Dhaba didn't sue them. Kyunki Kakeda Dhaba legit massive place in Delhi,
Right.
which y'all would have gone. And I was like, wow, inko to legal ne kuch roka hi nahi. It was cool. Satish Shah playing evil was also interesting.
Right.
Because he was always also,
The
from what I
roly-poly,
remember,
yeah.
the
bubbly
jolly
jolly
guy,
guy,
because that
yeah.
conventional fat guy is so funny,
Yes.
cute, this wala situation.
Yeah.
So that was also interesting. But I think that it does seem ahead of its time. That, and weirdly enough, I was just thinking about it, because from 2001 to 2003 is when I did my journalism degree. And once I saw that film also, I was like, oh, they should have shown this to us.
Right.
In our classroom.
Of course, yeah.
Because it's just when it probably released.
The movie was too commercial for lecturers or cinephiles to take it seriously as art. इसमें अगर ये movie थोड़ी boring होती ना तो maybe they would take it seriously, I feel.
तुम्हें लगता है बीच में होती है थोड़ी सी second half में tonal shift होता है थोड़ा.
Tonal shift तो है
Bore
बहुत
नहीं हुआ
drastic
लेकिन
but so that's what I was while watching the Johnny Lever parts coming in between, especially in the second half, that whole thing where they're when Johnny Lever's trying to kidnap Paresh Rawal is so tonally off, and I'm like, you just witnessed this heartbreaking story of this father, and then you have it's all, hey guys, bhai, funny bhai,
Yeah,
funny
and
bhai.
even जब परेश रावल को लेके आते हैं अपने वो फार्म हाउस या पेंट हाउस जहाँ पे भी है, परेश रावल, अरे तुम इससे लड़ो मत, तुम एक दूसरे की आंख मारे तो लव गुरु सडनली और प्लेइंग ए लव गुरु, ये क्या हो रहा है
So
यार?
that was a massive, I thought,
Yeah.
tonally the film was all over the place.
So should we ask questions?
I want to ask one question to you, since I have you, want to pick your brain a little bit. Is Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani good satire?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think right from the media aspects, especially the hanging scene, I really thought those parts, I really felt like, oh, these are sketches even you would do now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? These are the kind of things you would make fun of now. So that felt truly ahead of his time, and I was surprised.
Right.
Like Jallad ka bhi interview le rahe hain. He also wants to say yes. Right, that entire media branding, which also, by the way, is very interesting, because they've made fun of media branding while being the most product placement heavy film on the fucking planet. So I was like, how are you having your cake and eating it too?
Yeah.
यहाँ पे वो KTV का लोगो है, पीछे इतना बड़ा स्वॉच का ट्रक आ रहा है, right? और उसको स्वॉच की ही दुकान में वो मिल रहा है जूही चावला को. So I'm like, ये अच्छा है.
Right.
You are doing both, which is nice.
Yeah.
पैसे
But
भी
at
कमा ले.
least it is not in your face like Coca-Cola का
I'm
placement
sorry,
and yeah.
8-foot big swatch truck which is taking over the whole screen.
That
I
is
think at
have
one
you seen
point,
Yadein?
Juhi Chawla even says the line "Dil nahi mange more" or "Dil mange no more," "Dil mange no more," which again Shahrukh was the ambassador of Pepsi at that point.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
again, you're subtly
So was
putting
Juhi
that.
Chawla, no? I feel she
Maybe,
was also in the ads, yeah.
Wasn't he the Hyundai ambassador also?
Yes, and
Which
there is a
they play Mr. and Mrs. Hyundai when they play Chinese characters. For some reason, and Johnny Lever has Tintin's rocket casually in his fucking house.
Yeah.
So while the satire elements are great,
Yeah.
and the sketchy parts are also fun, but मेरे को बड़ा वो लगता है कि now you can't in hindsight criticize these kind of gags and jokes. ठीक है यार, like it was funny for
its
that time.
yeah.
But like for example, when they enter as the two Chinese people, I feel that is also a gag that is often repeated, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we have some khunness against the Chinese, where
Even
in
today.
Chinese China ho gaya.
Yeah.
That day I saw Main Khiladi Tu Anadi,
Oh,
and I had
yes.
forgotten
Even in
Saif
that,
Ali
yes,
Khan
yes.
is going to, and all the bad guys are okay with letting Chinese people in with no checks.
Yeah. Because disguise के दो ही option है, या तो Chinese या तो burqa.
Burqa.
What other option do you
correct.
have?
Burqa also often used. That
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
in
of
all
course.
fairness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean
It
the
is
fact
not
that
one.
हमने साथ में बोला burqa on cue.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I also thought like segments of this film are great. Like the opening scene with the wire, Sanjay Mishra is really good in that
Outstanding.
scene. The jail wala sequence.
Yeah.
Also sting operation, the hidden camera
Yeah.
thing was also new back then. Tehelka had just done it. And yeah, like you mentioned, the climax. So yeah, but on the whole, again, I felt that bite missing that you would.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Who planted the bomb in the opening scene? There is no mention of why. Also, because when I saw the scene, I loved it, right? Great opening
Right,
scene.
right.
In high stakes, introducing character, setting
Yeah,
theme of
yeah,
film,
yeah.
achieves everything. Then I was asking, the person who has put the bomb, why have you put it on the terrace for one, where you are doing least damage? Right? यहाँ तो तुम बीच में डालो घर के, तो building फोड़ना है.
Yeah.
कुछ explanation नहीं है. Shiba Chadda outstanding.
Absolutely.
I was so happy to see,
Yes.
and then you can see the journey. I was like, thank God Shiba ma'am doesn't have to do this this anymore.
Dilip Joshi is also in the film.
Everyone is in this film.
Yeah.
Everyone is in the film. My
Sure.
favorite scene in the film, and this scene from a satire perspective,
Yeah.
outstanding, where Chinoy goes, "Kuch karna padega. I need ideas." And this one guy next to him goes, "Sir, रात को 10 बजे के बाद हम blue film चलाते हैं, ठीक है? And now, if we can pull up the clip,
Yeah.
there are 2 women in that board meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are obviously extras
Right.
who have no dialogue, so
Yeah.
they are the 500 rupee a day
Right.
extra, right?
Yeah.
Who want to be actors. So one woman is giving proper reaction. Ki, it's a bad idea. The second woman is like,
Even 2-3 men, they're like, हाँ sir, सही ad है. तुम्हारा दिमाग खराब होगा, निकलो यहाँ से. And he also gets up and leaves.
but the men reacting positively
Yeah,
is understood.
expected,
The second woman going, क्योंकि उसको वही reaction देना था. So she didn't understand the scene. Like somebody goes, reaction.
She was the इतने पैसे में इतना ही मिलेगा वाला है. Like मेरे को जो आता है मैं कर दूंगी.
I rewinded that and saw that scene 4 times. Like, did I just catch? I don't know. I have this very unhealthy
sure.
obsession
Hey, I mean,
with.
don't stereotype women. What if she actually wants it?
No, agreed. But I'm saying, in that context,
Yeah,
given
yeah.
that I have a very unhealthy obsession with looking at what extras
Same,
do
same.
on film sets,
Yeah.
and on my wife's TV show, I really wanted to play an extra.
Right.
Okay, because I really wanted to do one, like, expression of. kind of like
But
her.
don't you think you would be identifiable as a
On TV, no.
China, you'll be a Chinese guy.
But then were you able to?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't allowed to do it. I felt really sad. It was one of my dreams. Oh my God! Everything I've shot in life. It's just,
I hope this episode
no,
makes it.
sorry. Everything I've shot, it's the actors I know are doing their job. I am just looking at पीछे वाला बंदा.
Well, I like how the one news office is the Nehru Planetarium and the
Yeah.
other one is Asiatic Library and they are the sets.
Yeah.
There's one cameo, guys, which has not aged well at all. Can you guys guess what the cameo is in the film?
Paresh Rawal.
No, it's Paresh Rawal ka role hai.
But has it aged well?
Cameo.
I mean, that's up
Not
for
for
debate.
him.
You maybe don't know this, but I'm sure, Khamba, you will know this person because this person was a huge deal on Indian television in the late 90s, early 2000s.
It's a cameo.
It's a cameo.
So
He
then
appears
news
twice in
anchor
the
only,
film.
news anchor
yeah,
only, I guess.
Ish.
Oh, Sohaib Ilyas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I was also.
Do you know who Sohaib Ilyas is? So all your Sansanis, all your Chain Se Jaag Jaiye, all come from Sohaib Ilyasi. He
Yeah.
used to host a show called India's Most Wanted on ZTV, I think it was. So वो 11 बजे आके से besides everything that has in true crime that has happened, they used to tell us this person is out now and he's on the most wanted list and this is his crime. Then they would show us recreations of the crimes. और 11:30 बजे families बैठ के देखा करती थी कि हाँ क्या हुआ बताओ कैसे मर्डर हुआ और
But that must have been a bit of a casting coup back then. Because he was huge
was
on
huge.
Indian television. So they
Yeah.
must have thought एक तरीके से लेके आना उसको is a big deal.
I mean,
Because
he was the epitome of sensationalism back then.
I wonder, but he didn't look at it like that, right? He saw it as
of
social
course.
reform.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if they
शो की
played.
वजह से काफी पकड़े भी गए थे
हाँ.
criminals.
And so उसको तो social reform argument ही बेचा होगा ना कि this is the film we're satirizing, blah blah blah. We're talking about the media.
Right.
But that actually it's interesting that genre is still on
Yeah.
so strong
And going strong. yeah.
across the board. Yeah.
Another reason why Phir Bhi Dil Hindustani did not do well. So this movie opened on 21st January 2000.
Okay.
A week before this, movie directed by Rakesh Roshan opened up, which starred his son making his
Oh.
debut.
Oh, bhai.
And nobody had that film on the radar because they're like, oh, a newcomer. Shahrukh Khan film will definitely triumph the newcomer. But Kaho Naa Pyaar Hai was a huge
Huge hit,
sensation.
massive hit.
And that was also a reason why this film didn't do very well. Do you think also this film doesn't do well because it's too preachy? It's trying to...
Weirdly enough, I didn't find it preachy.
Okay.
I feel like now the stuff that's coming out now is preachier.
Okay.
And now, again, it's recency bias. Maybe it's just because there is so much suddenly Johnny Lever is showing up and blah 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 is going on. Or maybe it's just 90s production value. तो मैं preaching को seriously नहीं ले रहा हूँ. मेरा bias भी हो सकता है कि end में वो preach कर रहा है. I'm like हाँ ठीक है. Like वो but हाँ वो
end में preach भी तो नहीं कर रहा है. Like it ends on for me like a preachy movie, like a short sign of a preachy movie is when it ends with a CTA. कि तो करिए ये. But it ends
that's
with
exactly what it is, right? He gets the people to come out on the streets to stop what he thinks is an injustice. Isn't that preachy?
No. I mean, like what else? और क्या होता?
Like the preachy part would be Shahrukh talking to camera.
Correct.
Which that also happened, yeah.
Which is very acting. That scene. It's a lot of acting in that scene. So that is probably that specifically is the preachy part. But मेरे को I think actually
I'll give you another example. The Johnny Lever opening scene, okay, where he's having the gunda
conference
thing.
Very nice.
And then at one point he says कि मैंने तुम्हें दंगा करने भेजा था. And he's like हमारा भी कुछ उसूल है, हम लोग गैंगस्टर लोग हैं, नेता नहीं है. It cuts to Shahrukh Khan and his partner and they're like, you know, like they are like हाँ सही बात बोला भाई, इतने गंदे भी नहीं है कि नेता.
And there is also this one scene where the dons are like सही कह रहा है सर, आजकल ना गुंडागर्दी करने में मजा नहीं आता है.
देखो because वही ना, अब you proved this point. अगर उसने वो red suit check वाला नहीं पहना होता उस scene में, तो I would have taken that preaching seriously. But because it was Johnny Lever, Johnny Bhai being Johnny Bhai, we're like हाँ.
Also Johnny Lever, I love how Johnny Lever, even though it starts off as a gangster and a don, but then the writers were like, how can Johnny Bhai not be on the side of good? So immediately they changed this ki, arey actually, you know what, he's just after publicity, but the good part, he's like the mini version of Satish Shah. वो भी publicity के पीछे है. Like nobody thinks about it that way.
Because उसका भी तो वही father's dilemma है ना. Father छोड़ के चला गया, nobody took him seriously. So now he wants to prove to the world that I am also someone. And bro, use your rocket that you have. maybe people will take you seriously once you show them you have this. But no, ठीक है.
Also that was Johnny Lever said, right, कि गुंडे लोग की conference होती है और वो ये करते हैं. It's essentially put on screen. So yeah.
No, that was quite a that entire Johnny Lever track thematically for me was, this is just a child looking for his, trying to fill in his father's footsteps because he was senior gangster. Right. So ठीक है, I effort दिखा मुझे.
Okay. Okay, we have to go into a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani and we'll do the categories. We'll see you on the other side of this break. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and share this video with whoever you think will enjoy it. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Hello. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcasts Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by his lovely wife, Aisha Brocha, for a Valentine's special. The episode is filled with sweet banter and love-fueled arguments. The couple shares some candid moments, laughter, and a unique take on romance. It's a heartwarming episode that captures the essence of love and laughter. On The Habit Coach, Ashton Doctor is in conversation with neuroscientist Kumar Bagrodia, founder of NeuroLeap and Arkney Photo BioLife. Discover the complexities of the brain, the mind-gut connection, and the key role of sleep in cognitive health. Folks, if you like our shows, spread the word, tell your friends, and don't forget to rate and review them wherever you're listening to them. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You'll also find all our shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, Omidyar Network India, IDFC First Bank, and ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund. Thank you for making this possible. And we're back on Has It Aged Well, discussing Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani from 2000 with my co-host Urjita and our guest Gursimran Khamba. Urjita, you have a quiz question for us. Please ask.
So there are two Mehuna references in the film. Okay, one is like kind of like a foreshadowing.
जो फिल्म 4 साल बाद आने वाली है.
Yeah. 4 नहीं, काफी साल बाद.
2004.
2004? No, 2007, no?
2004.
Okay, 4 साल बाद. So there are two Mehuna references in the film.
Okay.
One is more like a foreshadowing and the other is basically a character that you also see in Mehuna.
So both are foreshadowing ना? 8 साल बाद आ रहा है अगर.
नहीं, foreshadowing कैसा है? I'm like on a script level.
अच्छा.
So like
what's the nature of the foreshadowing?
So foreshadowing is basically something that happens, something that one character does to the other character. It also happens in Mehuna, but it's reverse now this time. It's a very small scene, but that just immediately made sense to me.
the cat eye man skills Paresh Rawal. I don't know.
ये कौन सी मैं हूं ना यार जिसमें परेश रावल है.
Should I say something very bad now?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to cancel.
Okay.
I have not seen Mauna, so I've
Really?
not seen it. So that's why.
This is of all the controversial things you have said.
That's why
this is
I
the
was
most...
like, let me just. That was a good calculated guess, I felt.
Wow.
And this other thing is that it's a character we also see in Main Hoon Na.
Yeah. It's something that only I noticed.
I know
I'm not
it.
sure,
Gupta
yeah.
Industries has turned into a startup called Gupto something. No?
Oh.
No?
So, नहीं अच्छा हाँ reference the थूकने वाला.
Yes,
हाँ,
yes,
okay.
correct. So
And,
in this movie, like Shahrukh Khan उस पे थूकता है सतीश शाह पे. The same thing happens in Main where Satish Shah has the थूकने वाला character.
He's a professor who's
And there is like this face-off scene which is inspired from Matrix, जिसमें the Matrix, जिसमें वो थूक रहा है और वो पीछे
Why
जा
haven't
रहा
you
है.
seen this Khamba?
Yeah. You might have seen this on Reels, dude. Somewhere you
So
might
what
have
you are
seen.
telling me is that Mauna foreshadowed COVID. By that logic. Because
I'm
if this
saying,
film has foreshadowed Mauna.
Yes.
I'm saying it reminds you of that. See now if you haven't seen Main
Look, there are
so
also
you
two
can't.
people dressed as Chinese people. That's all I'm saying.
In Mauna?
No. In
Oh.
Is that
Oh yes. Yes, you're right. Oh shit. That was also foreshadowing.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and the other character.
second one is basically remember that scene in Main जिसमें वो साइकिल पे भाग रहा होता है उनको चेस कर रहा होता है.
This scene
So
I've
the
seen.
guy, you have seen this. So the guy who says, "अरे बड़ी जल्दी में वो बंदू है." And the guy who's driving, he also shows up in फिर भी दिल है हिंदुस्तानी twice
Oh.
in two songs. So this just I also noticed the side actors, so that's why I
Interesting.
I
Okay.
recalled.
Nice.
See, this would have been fun if you had watched
But
Mauna.
can we? But let's
It's
use
your
this.
fault. No,
use this
it's
quiz
your
as a
fault.
giveaway. Sometimes like who can answer comment
Yes,
engagement.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
है ना?
Yeah.
Very good question. Very good. I could fully flummoxed.
I want to talk about Juhi Chawla. So
Yeah.
I think Juhi, among that crop of actresses in the 90s, was the one I think who had good comic timing.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
could match up to
Along with
Shahrukh.
Sridevi and
Along
Juhi
with
Chawla,
Sridevi,
both
yeah,
of them had
yeah.
amazing comic
Outstanding,
timing
yeah.
and followed closely by Urmila Matondkar.
Yeah. Also true.
Yeah.
Urmila ne kaun si?
Rangila was so good, man.
Rangila.
Okay.
She has done, I can't think of any movies right now, but she has done funny.
Okay.
Even Judwa, she was funny.
Okay.
Judwa, sorry, Judai. Not Judwa, Judai.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
no, but
So-
fair enough. Like even Urmila Matondkar had range, but
So-
Juhi Chawla wasn't she for the longest time? Also, I'm trying to jog my memory. Pitched also as like a comedic actor on some level.
Little bit. Yeah.
Like for example, I felt like she did a great Sachin impression in her female version of
So
I'm the Best.
cool.
I was like on the street, I would look twice going, whoa,
Yeah.
that's Sachin. That it's better than a lot of the MTV versions.
And also it is so weird क्योंकि वो सचिन वो वाला वर्जन सावला क्यों है मुझे समझा नहीं.
मैं तो यार वो 99 की जर्सी देख के नॉस्टैल्जिया
Like सचिन का स्टीवन स्मिथ तब से हो रहा है. It was just-
No, but I thought her part was also, I felt her part obviously was underwritten
Yeah. Like the
compared to Shahrukh's. But like for example, in the end, he's the one giving the speech,
monologue, yeah.
the monologue, and she's recording this. And I'm like, but you are like a huge actor. Like maybe, anyway.
I get that because especially in the second half when Paresh Rawal comes into the picture, then she doesn't have much to do.
Yeah.
Then it becomes about the Paresh Rawal character and Shahrukh is initiating most of the
Dude, like
things.
that's what I was thinking about. Like in the first half, you see Juhi Chawla as this like rival journalist,
I'm
and
the
I
best.
was just so happy to see her. I'm like, fuck, I'm the best. In the movie, actually, it is just Juhi Chawla's song. So why are we like fed? Why were we fed just Shahrukh Khan's version everywhere? Which just like made me so angry. Ki why is this happening? But still, I was happy with her role in the first half because here she's fooling Shahrukh. She's actually like getting that back and getting the gigs and everything. And usko bhi matlab she's touted as this amazing reporter. But in the second half, that completely flips. And now
Yeah.
suddenly the movie is about Shahrukh. And which I feel like on a script level, like what? Because ऐसा भी नहीं कि producer सिर्फ शाहरुख है, दोनों producer है ना, Dreamz Unlimited. So on a script level, why was this change made?
I was going to address this in my alternate ending thing. Should I say it now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then alternate ending में सिर्फ तुम दोनों ही बताना अपना.
Okay.
My thing was, in an ideal scenario, The darker version of this film would have been these two trying to one up each other, and how corrupt can your soul, how much of your morals will you sacrifice in order to get those ratings, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So in my version of the film, by the end of them, both of them have completely given up their you know, like they are the ones who are ready to even kill someone if it gets ratings,
Okay.
right? The film takes the safer zone where it's like, okay, let me introduce his external character, and then through him they see their faults and correct them.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a mainstream big budget film starring Shahrukh Khan, so that is too dark a route to take.
Correct.
So you needed to have them see the light of day, because that interesting thing is Ajay Bakshi's character, even when we start, he has already given up on some morals. He's already on call with politicians saying we'll telecast your version of the thing. So the logical thing, have you seen this film called Nightcrawler?
Of course. I was going to suggest that as my
Yes.
double bill.
Yeah.
I was going to, that was what you pair it with.
So that would be my version कि और करते जाओ इस ऐसी हद तक कि तुम ही कैमरे के पीछे से मार रहे हो उसको ताकि तुमको ratings मिल जाए.
Yeah, and also like this, I don't know, very weird example, but have you seen Ram Leela?
हाँ,
So like that is a, you haven't seen Ram Leela, तो उसमें भी मतलब कैसा है कि like if you had to compare this with another film जिसमें the boy and the girl, they are actually going against each other. Ram Leela is an example of how it ends, because it's like in that movie also the first half they are lovey-dovey, but then because of their families they start warring with each other, and it happens till the end where they both ultimately, spoiler alert, end up killing
तो
each other.
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and
ही है.
Juliet only that, but then it's like killing each other but in love, but then it's like they also don't have a happy ending. It's like कि दोनों में से किसी एक को एक की दूसरी की साइड में आना पड़ेगा for that to happen. So like in your story also, like let's just say Juhi Chawla chooses the evil side.
Right.
She's like कि नहीं मैं इसका खुलासा करके रहूँगी and Shahrukh is the hero. How does the film end? Does the film end with Juhi Chawla losing, going on to Shahrukh's side? But
No.
even then Shahrukh gets to be in the limelight.
No, in the darker version, then the more corrupt one will win, because in
okay.
my worldview, that's what happens in real life.
So in his version, both of them die and Johnny Lever starts his network because he always wanted fame, right? As a character,
Yeah.
his want is I want to be famous. Then when he
Yeah.
becomes anchor, he actually gets his want,
Yeah.
logically speaking. No,
I
but
mean-
it's her. I agree with Urjita's point also that in the first half she has a lot more agency as a character. And in the like that's when when Shahrukh started giving his monologue, that's when I also got like, अरे तुम पूरा ही character से हट गए, because till
Yeah.
then you've shown her as talented, you know,
Yeah.
go-getter, kind of like. या तो फिर उससे I am the second best गाना गाओ like at that moment, and it
Yeah.
cuts to one joke or whatever.
And my thing is कि ऐसा क्यों नहीं हो सकता था कि दोनों
दोनों
मोनोलॉग
आधे।
आधा दे रहे? Why could it not have been
साथ में,
possible? Because if there were two heroes instead of one hero heroine, तो वो तो वही दिखाते हैं ना. Why would the other hero say कि मैं क्यों पीछे, मैं क्यों कैमरा धरूँ, मैं भी तो जाऊँगा.
Correct. And interestingly enough, media unity वाली जो आप statement देना चाह रहे हो वो भी better निकल के आती
Yeah.
अगर वो दोनों एक screen पे
Right.
साथ में कर रहे होते. पहले जैसे हमारे दूरदर्शन के एंकर एक इधर बैठा होता था, एक इधर बैठी. Like
Yeah.
you have a format for it. I agree with that point. I felt like second half वही हो गया, hero heroine picture बन गई rather than
Yeah,
movie of.
that's
Yeah,
true.
the
equals.
moment this Paresh Rawal character enters the film, it becomes a different film.
Yeah.
Then that media critique, actually it is still continues.
It comes back.
It comes back, yeah,
in the
but
end. ऐसा तो
in a
नहीं है कि
different
नहीं
way.
होता है.
Yeah.
Also like the fact that they both are agreeing with each other at every point. Once they decide कि हम agree करेंगे, ऐसा उनमें conflict भी नहीं है कि but what about this? What about
I think
this?
that's because they're in love with each other, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I saw it.
But people in love fight with each other all the time. And that makes absolute. Sorry, that is a fallacious argument. Like, even if they are in
What
love.
argument?
Okay, they are in love but they are not
Facetious?
committed yet.
Kya, what did I say?
Fallacious.
Sorry. Beep it. I was just imagining. Actually, I was imagining them having sex, guys. I was imagining them having sex. So that's why.
Facetious.
Because they were in love, na?
Yeah, of course, no other way you could imagine
नहीं
them.
तो हाँ मतलब वो पॉइंट भी करेक्ट है कि वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता तो यू कुड हैव एक्सप्लोर्ड those angles, but हाँ then it suddenly became about I think वो united against a third party वाला
Right,
track
correct,
उन्होंने
yeah,
पकड़
yeah,
लिया
yeah.
तो fair enough, but even in the middle of that who was the Paresh Rawal wife character, again unnecessary. Like
again she was there just to cry.
Yeah. She did very well at the crying. Like I was like,
she was not just there to cry. She's a very good actress, by the way.
Exactly. In the film, I meant.
In the film, no, I'm saying कि in the film also, like her character was good because it's like अगर वो wife नहीं होती उसकी, so then again it's like the bachelor versus married वाला psychology. No, like if you see like a bachelor, बुढ़ा आदमी जो मार रहा है, उतना sympathy evoke करने में बहुत time लगता है. But the moment you show like a crying wife, you're like sympathy granted. So it is that also. And also like that end वाला scene which also was so emotional. I just felt I teared up. वो बता रहा है ना कि अच्छा सुनो FD रखी है, तुम ले लेना. This that like वो properly उसको बता रहा है.
लगा यार मेरे को. मतलब वो
सलाखों के पीछे
हम उससे आगे बढ़ चुके हैं. I hope in Bollywood. Her name is Bharti Achrekar. Sorry, I was just taking the name. Her name is Bharti Achrekar, the actress who plays that. You don't think we've moved ahead from that?
No.
We had moved on at some point. Now we are going back.
ये सब conversations इतनी मेरे को familiar लग रही है क्योंकि ये सब tropes डिस्कस ये करते हैं, ये डाल देते हैं, माँ डाल देते हैं बीमार. मतलब वो writers room. हाँ, every writers room I've been a part of. क्या करें, sympathy नहीं आ रहा, माँ बीमार कर दे. इसको जेल डाल दे.
नहीं तो एक कैरेक्टर का मजाक उड़वा देते हैं भरी सभा के सामने.
bullying. Correct है.
Who plays Juhi's mother? She's very funny and she's
really good also.
She has also like.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's Bharti Achrekar.
Sorry.
This one is.
Because she was in. And they got her. She used to be a staple in so many shows.
In shows,
and movies.
Yeah.
And then she was in Lunchbox as the auntie's voice.
Correct, yes.
So like her voice only is so iconic
very
because
iconic.
she's done so many movies.
That actress's name is Neena Kulkarni. So I stand corrected on that. Shakti Kapoor plays one.
Plays Shakti Kapoor.
Plays one politician and the other one is Govind Namdev.
Yeah.
You know the unsung hero in Govind Namdev's character? His hat. It does not move an inch in the whole film and it's a comically large politician hat. Like usually, like okay. So when we were doing government, okay, one of the briefs with the production team was, guys, politician का कुर्ता हमेशा इतना sexy starched नहीं होता है, right? एकदम कड़क हर चीज में, हमारे एकदम साफ कपड़े, especially this film. So I just kept staring at the hat constantly because it's just. I don't know what they did. I don't know if in his free time वो उसको हटा के बोट बना रहा था पानी में. I don't know what he was doing. What is mass unnecessarily large compared to like a regular politician topi. I don't know. That production choice was a little hilarious to me. But they were playing themselves.
Do you think the choice to not make the Paresh Rawal character from a minority community was intentional?
No. I think उस time पे हम ऐसी चीजें सोचते ही नहीं थे.
Because there is a scene where Govind Namdev's character, when he's joined hands with Shakti Kapoor and when the phansi is about to happen, he's giving a press conference and he says कि हम दिखा देंगे कि देश के गद्दारों के साथ हम क्या करते हैं. And it cuts back to the Muslim family watching the TV. So I think that was definitely a choice that was made.
I imagine.
But I think if this film was made any time, like something similar to this was made today, definitely the Paresh Rawal character would have a different name and a different religious identity.
I would imagine. I think so.
Yeah.
That is why Banti bhi nahi shayad.
Yeah.
Probably.
And of course, I kept thinking of the Afzal Guru thing. Again, this film predates it. It's a year before that. But so in those, I think, obviously Aziz Mirza could not have seen the parliament attack happening, but it just creepily alluded to things that kind of did happen then.
And it's interesting because something on, I don't know which YouTube video I was watching about, they were talking about the Kasab hanging also and how they had to keep it hush-hush and they had to keep it under wraps because there was some security inputs and all of that. Which, and I'd watched it like last week sometime and then just watching this where they've done a media circus around the hanging, it was quite interesting. But I think us point of view se there's a lot of really interesting smart stuff which that way still hits even in today's
What do you think about the little jokes that they had, dark jokes that they had placed during the hanging? वो मतलब वो advertisements के through, like there was this one poster, मतलब advertise, what do you call it, the poster only, no, जिसमें वो ऐसे nose है उसके around और ऊपर लिखा है खचाक biscuits, which
that was very like flop show type, like that's something that could have been.
And also वो discussion, the whole discussion about कि कौन से मीडियाज आएंगे, कौन से स्पॉन्सर्स करेंगे, अरे स्पॉन्सर एक यहाँ पे लगाएंगे, एक यहाँ पे पीछे लगाएंगे, पूरा फ्रंट में दिखना चाहिए.
And it was cute when Ajay Bakshi's character and Riya. By the way, Bengali name, mother absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not a speck of any
Bengali name.
But Juhi भी तो नहीं है.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No,
I
no
didn't
fucks
figure
given.
कि they are Bengali until Shahrukh made some Bengali reference in that.
हाँ,
meet.
एक
कुछ
करता
तो.
है when she says कि अच्छा थोड़ी सी बंगाली भी आती है.
Yeah.
They went to a newspaper also. कि हमारे को वो tape का वो, which is also now feels very cute. कि तब हमें लगता था कि newspaper से बदलाव आएगा और newspaper वाला कहता है नहीं मैंने newspaper वाला कहता है कुछ मैंने 200 करोड़ की फैक्ट्री लगाई हो something like that. Like इसके पास कहाँ से आ गया पैसा?
Yeah.
आज की डेट में बेचारा सब्सक्राइबर के लिए मांग रहा होगा
Yeah.
कि प्लीज महीने का 7 रुपए दे दो भाई प्लीज वो वाला जोन. Oh sorry.
They do a little thing where they make Ajay Bakshi's father a upright freedom fighter.
Which I had written in the category, as what hasn't aged well
Okay.
is the socialist father
Okay.
character. Because what was that opening introduction line? I found it very fascinating. कि उसको बच्चे की तभी परवाह होती है जब तो वो यहाँ तो बहुत कम पैसा कमाता है या बहुत ही ज्यादा पैसा कमाता है. And I was like, you want your kid to just be average? like I will not be worried about my kid if he has a shitty 9 to 9 job, comes back and eats and sleeps like me.
I think
what a weird father.
What they meant was कि कम time में बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा, because this thing it was shown in Jannat also, the movie. I don't know if you have seen it. इमरान हाशमी की फिल्म है. So उसमें भी जो उसका dad है इमरान हाशमी का, so of course इमरान हाशमी is not doing अच्छे धंधे, वो गंदे धंधे कर रहा होता है, match fixing. So then his dad keeps lecturing him. फिर वो उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड को भी बोल रहा होता है कि पता है बचपन में ना इमरान हाशमी मतलब मेरा बेटा बचपन में हमेशा मैंने उसको एक बार चॉकलेट चाहिए था, मैंने मना कर दिया तो उसने बाहर अपनी चीजें बेच के चॉकलेट खरीदा और लोगों को उल्लू भी बनाया. सो बचपन से he was trying to like टेलर, he's a hustler.
But Ajay Bakshi is doing his job. He's just like, hey man, I'm good at it. It's not my fault that my boss
hate the game.
It's my boss gave me a car. Yeah. You don't want to ride the car because your shitty miserable cycle existence.
Yeah.
Like that is why I put it in age the worst, because I feel no father will today say I want my child to be whatever, like average, be one of the crowd. Like even though I felt like, was he the Hyundai ambassador then, Shahrukh?
I think so, yeah.
है ना?
Yeah.
So that's why they must have gotten some fancy.
I think he names the model, like तो क्या मैं अपनी XYZ Hyundai car छोड़ दूँ or something like that. So,
something like that.
It's pretty much out there. Blatant.
That also told me Satish Shah was a better boss. Because Riya Banerjee did not get a car from Chennai once she managed to upend him with that giant, like, apna, when she goes into the prison.
Yeah.
Like, it's a massive coup.
Yeah.
And no car.
No car. But then उसने उसको बोला था ना कि तुम चाहे जितने भी zeros लगा लो बस अजय बख्शी को, तो maybe उसको bigger paycheck मिल रहा है.
Hopefully.
But she negotiates her salary well.
So that's good. Yeah. Which I really like. Ki like, she's demanding her work.
Also, there's this slight thing
mind.
where when Ajay Bakshi and the cameraman Shahid, I think he's called, where they go and Shahid tells him that the rival reporter is here, and Ajay Bakshi says something like "Kaun mai kalale bata mujhe." Like he's expecting a man to be there, but he's taken aback when it's a woman.
Also, he immediately falls in love with her, and also to be very honest, that is fine. But you know what was my favorite part about the whole love story angle? कि जब भी पता चलता है कि जूही चावला ने इसको उल्लू बनाया, Shahrukh's reaction is like he's still in awe of her, and Johnny Lever is like कि अरे Johnny Lever नहीं sorry उसके जो साथ वाला है वो भी उसको बोला कि अरे पर इसने तो ऐसा कर दिया, अजय बख्शी को जिसने उल्लू बनाया उसमें कुछ तो बात होगी, which was just so cool. मैं इतना फ्लोर हो गई वो देख के.
This film also has a bit of that thing which we forgive Shahrukh for, where he's very stalkerish and he's still being very adamant behind the girl, but then we forgive it because it's Shahrukh Khan.
And वो वाला scene was also that way very weird, that who on a date just gets a whole cake like just a whole cake and a champagne bottle in the afternoon, bro. Like, what dates? Is he giving them sugar crashes? Which is why they're like, oh shit, I need to meet Shahrukh. Like, it was strange.
But I think it would be one of those, तभी वो टाइप पे dates पे उतना नहीं होते ना. It would be more like कि मिलनी and then बाद में शादी.
100 साल पुरानी पिक्चर नहीं है यार, it's okay. 2000 dates होती थी तब.
Who is the other journalist character in Lakshya? Was which year?
Lakshya
2003,
I think, yeah. Because
so not that far out.
That far out,
where they based the character on Barkha Dutt, na Preeti Zinta's character.
Yeah.
That is actually an interesting point Urjita brought up in terms of female journalist character representation. क्या है? I'm trying to think of like other more interesting examples.
वो वाला सीन जो जूही चावला का इंट्रोडक्टरी सीन है कि जिसमें वो ऐसे बारिश हो रही है, वो फेक करा दे. By the way, that got viral recently. Recently Twitter पे जाता है, जूही चावला had retweeted it also.
क्योंकि आज तक मैं तूफान में कोई ब्लू स्क्रीन के सामने कर रहा है. The prominent female journalist film is Page 3, I think. Konkona played the journalist.
Correct. Which was also around that time.
That was, I think, 2002 or 2003.
You know, I remember that like there was suddenly a glut of, not glut, but like a bunch of films with like female journalists.
But I think like a prominent female journalist dialogue in all of Indian cinema would be by that character from Nayak, जिसने अनिल कपूर को पूछा था, एक दिन का सीएम मेरा एक दिन का पति बनेगा क्या?
उनमें भी पेट्रियार्की घुसा दी कि मैं हूँ तो जर्नलिस्ट बट पति चाहिए मुझे.
उर्जिता का भी कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन देखना. I was so happy that she had agency in the first half. My best dialogue is पति बनेगा क्या? Paresh Rawal also in that film as that secretary man. Now that I think about Nayak.
पहले ही बॉल पे छक्का मार दिया. So, फिर भी दिल है हिंदुस्तानी, the title song became a huge deal. People are actually pissed that the song wasn't in the movie, like in the narrative. It's the opening credit song, which also I think was put after the outrage. I think initially that song was not there, but then they did. I Am the Best is one of those songs which people retweet now saying, oh, everything about this is true because it's Shahrukh. Like they share the other Yes Boss wala song, Bas Itna Sa Khwab Hai.
And it is not there in the movie. Dude, it is, that was my biggest grouse with the film. Juhi Chawla ka version hai. There's no Shahrukh Khan version.
There's a Shahrukh Khan version.
There's Shahrukh Khan version.
Where did you watch the film? I watched it on Netflix and it was there.
कभी था ये.
It happens when Ajay Bakshi does something big and Satisha starts dancing.
In the office.
In the beginning, sorry.
जब गाड़ी देता है उसको.
No, fair. But then I was also like कि यार जूही चावला वाला version famous क्यों नहीं हुआ है? That's
हमारे स्कूल में बहुत famous था. I'll tell you why. Because Jaspinder Narula, who sang the song, was from Delhi, from the school I went to. So that's why हमारे स्कूल में सिर्फ female version बचता. And the best. Because we were like, oh, somebody famous from our school.
It was back then. प्यार तो होना ही था.
Yeah, she had a very strong, like powerful voice. खतरनाक. और हॉल में तो क्या ही उस टाइम के स्पीकर्स पे और पावरफुल लगती होगी.
She was like the pop version of Kavita Krishnamurthy, I feel.
Oh, that's a good comparison. She had like awesome voice. Is she still singing now? I don't know. Yeah,
worth checking out. Jatin Ali did the music, and the last thing I want to talk about is Dreamz Unlimited was this joint venture from Aziz Mirza, Shahrukh Khan and
Very
Juhi Chawla.
limited though.
Very limited, but they did this publicity blitzkrieg, I think, which set the tone for all of publicity to come later on. I was reading an Anupama Chopra review from 2000 of this movie. She literally starts with, if you're one of the 3 people in the country who don't know there is a new movie called Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani out, this is what it's about.
Nice.
So, and the film had a huge budget for that time of rupees 19 crore. Which
in today's age is like 400.
Maybe, but the film did not do well. In fact, Shahrukh Khan in an interview said he considers this as the biggest failure of his career. Because he was banking so much on this film, and Juhi and him started this joint venture and it tanked pretty badly. So,
did you think it tanked only because of Kaho Naa Pyaar Hai? Do you think there was any?
हाँ, मतलब मैं वही सोच रहा था कि इतनी प्रमोशन करी और एक नेट वाली बनियान ने पूरा डुबा दिया आपका काम. तो काफी मतलब क्योंकि वो जो नेट वाला बनियान दिल्ली में फेमस हुआ था उसके बाद, I was like, people are wearing that who should not have been wearing that.
Dude, 2010 तक वो चल रहा था, पता है? मैंने अपने कॉलेज नहीं, स्कूल के लड़कों को भी देखा था.
Damn. एक तो वो डांस भी बड़ा फेमस हो गया था बनियान वाला.
So Shahrukh Khan had 6 films this year. 2 of them he did a cameo appearance. One was a supporting role, Hey Ram. Then he had Mohabbatein, he had Josh. Mohabbatein was the highest grossing film of 2000.
That did well, na? I remember.
That did very well. Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani was the 13th highest grossing, so it didn't even crack the top 10. Hrithik Roshan
Clash हो गया ना, Clash.
हाँ, ऋतिक रोशन ने 3 फिल्में की इस साल, तीनों टॉप 10 में. फिजा, कहो ना प्यार है and Mission Kashmir. And Josh
Fiza was also a hit.
Fiza was also a hit, yeah.
But also again one of those films that people have forgotten about. फिजा का कोई याद नहीं है. I think it could be because वो फिजा टीवी पे इतनी चलती नहीं थी. I have seen.
Also, it's a very it's a sad film. It's one of those you watch. You haven't seen Fiza? I mean, it deals with terrorism in Kashmir, 92 riot, so not very pleasant.
Dude, like
I would think
there is a song.
Riots probably not pleasant.
By the way,
there is a song in that film which, when you listen to it, feels like you are listening to it's like the auditory what do you call it, auditory version of watching paint dry.
Which song?
दिल की दुनिया में ऐसा हाल भी, it is slower
पूरा
than
गाना देखते हैं एक बार.
Yeah.
पूरा lyrics याद है तेरे को? Let's try.
बाहर कोई हंसता है, अंदर कोई रोता है, तारुकुरु and it keeps going.
Wow.
Paint just dried while
Yeah.
singing.
I know.
Pia Haziel
Yeah.
is from Fira. A.R. Rahman did that one track. The rest of the music was numeric. But anyway, it's not a Fizza episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was about Dreamz Unlimited and Phir Dil Hai Hindustani. Let's get into the categories. Khamba, you've already told us what you think has not aged the best. What do you think has aged well from the movie?
Can we?
Fuck the socialist bop.
Yeah. Just like, come on, man. What has aged the
best?
I think the jokes, some of the gags around the media satire, I think has aged well.
Okay.
I think the most obvious answer is that because, like you said, like we were discussing earlier, I think it's the same thing that we can see play out in front of our eyes right now. So I think that has aged well, and the socialist father is my not aged well. Those are my two.
But that is such a great compliment because usually Bollywood film के जो gags होते थे पुराने वाले 9 out of 10 9.5 gags have not aged well. So ये 0.5 में
That's a very gross generalization, but I get what you mean. Like I'm sure, have you seen जाने भी दो यारों?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
That film has aged beautifully. It was from 83 or
हाँ तो
84.
0.5 में है ना वो भी.
Okay.
रोता क्या है ले ना तू भी.
For you, what's aged the best? What's aged the worst?
So you didn't say what's aged the worst, हाँ?
Bap.
But the bap. Yeah, sorry. What's aged the
कितनी बार
best?
बोला
I
है?
feel. What's aged the best? I feel एक तो cliche answer songs.
Okay.
I feel like on a screenplay level, I think the movie works for me. On a story level, it works for me.
Okay.
Screenplay could have been tighter, I feel. That has aged the best. And what has aged the worst is Chini Chani Chum Chum Chini Chani.
Fair enough, yeah. That's,
Yeah, and Juhi Chawla's second half.
That's Mr. and Mrs. Hyundai too. To you, please. Don't read. They have names. In the middle, they say Kurosawa also. They put everything.
Yeah, Kurosawa.
They say
yeah.
Binaka Geet Mala also.
Yeah.
Everything that rhymed, which
Yeah.
is nice.
It's some line where Shahrukh says "Puttar Puttar now give uttar" or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
That felt.
Is the Marathi भी डाल दिया उसमें?
Yeah. That opening line is my brother is Bruce Lee and I'm Bart Lee. Is the joke. And you know what's the sad part? Let's just all admit it.
Yeah.
Though our woke side knows that this is highly wrong.
But you still
But you crack up when you hear it, then you hate yourself for cracking up.
That's true.
Why did I laugh at this?
brother was Bruce Lee, I am Bart Lee और मेरी ex-wife Cut Lee.
The glorious cinema of the 2000s. Where have you gone? Anyway, for me, what's aged the worst, I think, is like I said, the tonal shifts in the movie where Johnny Lever track just comes in between. What's aged the best? I mean, what's aged the best, like in real life, not so much, but the idea of the news anchor as the rock star, as the be all and end all of anything, has sadly become true. So that I think has aged the worst.
Do you think, just on that, do you think that while we make this critique about some people on, say, the right, left में भी तो यही है ना? तो हमने रॉक स्टार जर्नलिस्ट लेफ्ट पे भी तो बनाए हैं. I'm not doing it. I know
I can envision the person you're talking about. I'm thinking of Ravish Kumar.
The 3-4 people. मैं कहने का मतलब कि is it a, so the question is not कि whataboutism. The question is, do you feel it is needed to counter? Do you need your own rock stars to counter rock stars, or how does it work? I'm just
Because I don't know if this is like the crudest way in which I can put it, nicest way in which I can put it, but I feel India as a country, or just like this is human behavior, no, कि you always, तुम्हें अपना दिमाग यूज़ नहीं करना, so you always want to listen to that one person who you know is bankable. लेफ्ट और राइट दोनों यही चीज़ करते हैं कि अगर तुम्हारा एक ट्रस्टवर्दी इंसान है जिसने सब कुछ पहले बहुत 3 बार अगर अच्छा काम किया है, अच्छा बात बोला है, चौथी बार तुम चेक नहीं करोगे वो क्या बोल रहा है. That is just in human nature, which is why I feel the rock star argument it works.
No, my insinuation here was not ke the Ajay Bakshi thing, speaking to the camera, that's become the de facto, irrespective of right or left, right?
Correct.
So yeah, we are more prone to, like you said, believe something coming from a singular voice than a collective of a news channel or a news organization or a newspaper. It's a more क्या कहना चाहिए उसको, वो कंज्यूम करना ज़्यादा ईजी है कि क्लिक करो और एक बंदा हमको सब कुछ बता दे, whether it's Dhruv Rathi, whether it's whatever Arnab, it's still that idea of the news person, I would say. You already told us your double feature. You had
my double feature is Nightcrawler. You need to watch this with. And by the way, the one of the best अभी जब वो हुआ था ना, Barbie Oppenheimer and all हो रहा था. I remembered people were talking, and अब जब Animal और Sam Bhadrati आई थी, which is totally the wrong comparison. But people are like, oh, when was the last time you saw a great double feature? I remember on the same day, I saw Gone Girl and Nightcrawler back to back. And they had released, I think, in the same weekend or in 1 week before each other, so same time pe. And it just suddenly like best double features ever. And फिर भी दिल है हिंदुस्तानी Nightcrawler. Second.
दोनों में स्टॉकर है. दोनों में स्टॉकर है, बस एक में ज्यादा टॉक्सिक है.
Toxic है. Jake Gyllenhaal best performance.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, totally. Urjita, for you?
Double feature, right?
Yes.
With फिर भी दिल है हिंदुस्तानी, I don't know man. मैं हूं ना.
What is that Ravish की movie जो release नहीं हो पाएगी?
Documentary
है जो.
वो release हो गई
While
ना?
we watched. That is also an interesting
watch
हो
it,
गया.
yeah.
No, it's not released. It's doing the round of festivals. I think it will eventually show up on some streaming site.
Yeah.
Movie पे आ जाएगी कुछ 5,000 रुपए for one view. कोई खरीदेगा नहीं फिर.
हाँ, ये हो सकता है. My double feature is actually Aziz Mirza's brother Saeed Akhtar Mirza is a very renowned filmmaker in his own right.
Correct.
He's made Salim Langde Pe Matro and all this. He made a film called Mohan Joshi Hazir Ho, which is about the legal system and the shortcomings of the legal system, which is as an homage to his brother. That's why Paresh Rawal's character is called Mohan Joshi in the film, that he also keeps flitting between the legal system and jail and all that.
Sorry, I have to change my. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done. I thought. Sorry,
I'm done. So what would you like?
I would like to change my double feature to Court. Yeah.
Interesting.
क्या छलांग मारी यार, मैं the most commercialist of commercial films to the most indie.
Court was one of those films जो critically acclaimed भी और मुझे interesting भी लगे. Otherwise usually it's not for me.
So Khamba, on a Hazard Age Well rating scale of 1 to 10, if you had to rate Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani, how much would you rate?
I'd give it like a solid 6.5.
6.5. That's not bad.
हाँ, not bad. Like, cause it was एक तो वो भी था ना कि it wasn't कि 3.5 घंटे की पिक्चर.
Correct.
Like it was fairly concise for back in the day kind of film.
पौने 3 घंटे की
हाँ, तो it wasn't that bad. Time pass, Johnny Lever, fun, कुछ भी हो रहा था बीच में. हाँ, 6.5 देख सकते हैं.
Okay. Urjita, for you?
8.5.
8.5. Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
She cried na in the last.
Yeah, that's true.
2 marks तो उसी का.
I mean,
See, the thing is,
would you actually be moved if you watched someone on TV make an impassioned speech about going on the streets? Would you actually do that?
Depends on who is doing it. See, because right now I feel like, I also realize how impressionable I am and also how naive I am when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
I realize that, but also I can't help it because I'm still hopeful, right?
Sure.
मैं अभी तक 30 क्रॉस नहीं किया ना, तो I'm still hopeful. So it is coming from that. See, again, I'm aware about it कि ये थोड़ा naivete है मेरा ये भी.
What point was it that you actually had tears in your eyes? Like.
So Paresh Rawal वाला story, okay?
No, like at what point in the climax?
What point in the climax? The moment they all come out on the street, मेरा वो चालू हो गया रोना. And I don't cry. I'm not a crier. मैं तारे ज़मीन पर मैं last time रोई थी. That only because my mom said कि you are also like him. That is why I cry.
Damn.
वो अलग टाइप का रोना था.
But yeah.
Okay.
That was the point, and I couldn't help it. It was too good. I think the music also, no, I get influenced by the music also.
Of course,
I feel.
yeah.
वो goosebump inducing music, I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, I think it's a 6 on 10. Like you also said, it's very watchable. It's very relevant also. But like I mentioned for the third time, tonally it's all over the place, and I don't know. It's just. I'm too cynical for this movie now to believe something like this would happen. And like I said, I'm morally torn on this. That at the end of the day, people have come out to save a murderer. So I don't know. Mixed on that. So, but yeah, good film.
Rewatchability?
I would rewatch it. Yeah, rewatchability. I think 5 on 10. I would watch parts of it.
5 on 10 is not. I would. It is like I would be 4. If I was forced, I would watch
rewatch
it.
that scene with the blue film idea. The woman goes, I would rewatch that tonight. That is an outstanding reaction.
Okay, cool. So 6.5.
Sorry, last point.
Yeah, sure.
Not one person in both the fucking media offices knows anything about how a media office works. And I was just like, there are just no fucks given. I love it. HR है ही नहीं. HR तो है ही नहीं ऑफिस में. ये 3 महीने के लिए ही आई है. इसको परमानेंट कर दो. अब से तुम परमानेंट हो गई. कामया पंजाबी.
और फिर ठीक है, अभी सस्पेंशन ऑर्डर लिखो. अरे मैंने अभी तुम्हें परमानेंट किया, तुम मेरा ही सस्पेंशन ऑर्डर लिखो. सतीश, तुम कितनी गंदी हो, कितनी बुरी हो. He low-key sounded like a Parsi, like an enthusiastic Parsi uncle in that scene, I felt. मेरे डिकरा को सस्पेंड करती हो. बढ़िया. 9 rewatchability 9.
9?
Okay,
Wow.
Urjita.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty high scoring. I think all of us scored it on the higher side of the rating scale. Cool. So let's do the alternate ending segment right now. Okay, so this is the alternate ending segment where we suggest an ending other than the way the film actually ended, or we pitch a sequel to the film. So, Khamba, if you had to give an alternate ending, if Aziz Mirza came to you and was like...
For me, the alternate ending would have been hilarious. Like, in my head, it would be like a Lagan ending.
Okay.
Where Shahrukh jumps, ठीक है, but miss हो जाता है. ठीक है, like जैसे उसने कैच पकड़ लिया पर पैर बाउंड्री के पीछे. And everybody's like, oh! Almost! And then everybody's crying. And mother comes and says, beta, shaadi kar lo to get over it.
I totally forgot that. Slide and catch.
That was foreshadowing him buying KKR.
Urjita, can you top that?
That was my ending.
What's your alternate ending?
So, it's not Lagan.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that alternate ending nahi, but actually I was also thinking because you're Juhi Chawla. We while we were discussing, I got an idea that what if Juhi Chawla was the evil one. So then मेरा ऐसा था because मैं Juhi Chawla को थोड़ा footage देना था. So then because of that I was like, what if she's the evil one? Or we show some conflict in the film. Because it can't be that both of them are on the same page since day one. Even as as journalists, थोड़ा तो contrasting. तुम्हारे bosses इतना contrasting है. तुम थोड़ा contrast दिखाओ ना. So that, but otherwise ending, to be very honest, it works for me. I'm like, there is no way मैं किसी मुर्दे को वापस जिंदा नहीं कर सकती. मैं किसी जिंदे को वापस मुर्दा नहीं कर सकती. So I'm like, this works because I really like the ending.
Okay, cool.
The way it ended.
I've given my alternate film only. Okay, I would have liked if these two tried to one up each other. I think would have made for a very interesting film. But yeah, so those were our alternate endings. Khamba, thank you so much for taking time out and being on the show. The gates for Sing is King are always open. Can I just say we were talking to another third comedian friend of ours, and I was like, we're thinking of getting Khamba for Sing is King. I was like, itna cliche karega. Sing is King to Khamba ko bula lega.
Is that why? Wow, is that?
I mean, that was one of the reasons.
I'm not going to show up wearing a turban just to prove my Sikh credentials for the film.
But Abbas, you know what? Abbas had a problem with the film.
It's like Ghulam Mustafa Abbas को ही बुलाएंगे. Sorry, you were saying.
But
we should all have.
मैं मराठी stereotype सोच रही हूँ कि अरे पुरण पोड़ी है तो अरे मिसल पा.
So yeah, and I thought यार फिर भी दिल में politically relevant picture है, खंबा satire करता है, उसको बुलाते हैं.
Guys, I'm a पुरण पोली.
Abbas ने सोचा कि satire होगा, and we have talked about cat-eyed for 20 minutes.
मैंने try भी क्या शुरू में. Do you think it's a good satire?
Yeah.
Anyway, no.
But Abbas को Sing is King नहीं करनी थी because he's like, Sing is King is mindless comedy. I was like, you shut the fuck up.
I didn't say it was mindless. I was like, it's a screwball comedy.
I will tell you, I will make the case. Just to end the episode, I will make the case for Sing is King. Because I saw it in Delhi with my fellow brethren.
Yeah.
There is a moment in the film where I think Akshay Kumar or Sonu Sood has to jump off the plane or something like that, and पीछे से parachute निकलता है for 30 seconds. The whole hall thought कि उन्होंने पगड़ी के अंदर से पैराशूट निकाल दिया है, and there was a collective, we are going to kill this motherfucker. What have you done? Till they figured out कि पैराशूट पीछे लगा हुआ है. It has those cultural moments which I would love to explore. That's what I meant.
But what is this telepathic thing where how did that even enter your mind? Because I would never think that would
No,
happen.
because I was watching it with all my
Okay.
fellow brethren,
Okay.
and everyone for a second was like, oh. Because that would have been too far. We had tolerated
That's
the fake beards and the
Yeah.
bad turbans and एक ही scene का lack of weird enough.
Yeah.
पर अलग अलग है वो.
उसका भी आइकॉनिक डायलॉग, वेरी आइकॉनिक डायलॉग. इसलिए मुझे उसके साथ बच्चे जमाने, अरे तो दही जमाना सीख ले फिर बच्चे जमा.
फिर भी Hindustani is better than that. I'm sorry. But anyway.
Yeah, you don't like fun, I forgot.
Wow.
Wow. Guys, is everything okay between you two? Y'all.
Totally.
Okay.
We're chill. Anything you want to plug? So this episode will go out mostly mid to end of January. Anything you want to plug, please? Go
Guys,
ahead.
I might still be on tour. In Feb.
Yeah.
So come watch the show, and tickets will be on my Instagram.
Cool. You want to give out your social media handles? Are you active at all?
I'm semi-active.
Okay.
At the rate Gursimran Khamba on Instagram. That's where I'm semi-active.
Cool.
That's it.
Urjita, where can people find you?
तो अगर ये फेब में रिलीज हो रहा है तो शायद वीडियो डल गई है, न्यू वीडियो. नहीं है तो भी देखते रहो, मैं शॉर्ट्स डालती रहती हूँ रेगुलरली क्योंकि मेरे को पैसे चाहिए यूट्यूब से. बट अदरवाइज फॉलो मी ऑन इंस्टाग्राम @urjitawani and yeah, love me. Thank
How
you.
many subscribers are you at now?
Almost 17K.
Oh, nice. Not bad.
Yeah.
Cool. And you can follow me on Twitter @AbbasMomin and AbbasMomin88. I'm not putting videos or going on tour, but you can follow still. I'll do something or the other. Once again, thank you, Khamba, for
Thank
being
you.
on the
Thank
show.
you, guys.
And we'll see you next time with a new guest and a new movie. Tell us what you thought of Hindustani in the comments. And one final time, subscribe to the IVM Pop YouTube channel, like this video, and share it with whoever you think will enjoy it. We'll see you next week. Till then, bye-bye.
IVM